could knock people out with either hand, right or left.
We knocked people out that shouldn't be knocked out, that they say we couldn't knock out.
People are very proud of him. They keep saying they're putting Youngstown back on the map.
A lot of people want to be around him now. He's getting that celebrity type status.
The condition that he's in is just unbelievable.
Working out 4 times a day for 6 weeks and waking up in the morning and running and then sparring and then lifting and then coming to the Y at night.
I just couldn't believe that the people were there and waving towels and screaming and hollering for him.
This is one of the best things to happen to Youngstown in the past decade or so.
We fought everybody that they put in front of us, and we didn't just go to a decision. We destroyed them.
They start calling him the ghost. They says, you can't hit what you can't see.
He has lived up to every hype that has been said about him and beyond.
2, 3.
I like to see him win a world title.
This town needs something big and major to happen.
This kid's going to be a champion.
In Youngstown, Ohio, where Lucius Avenue and Erie Street intersect, sits the gritty South Side Boxing Club. Inside the cramped gym, Kelly Pavlik, the #1 ranked middleweight contender in the world and defender of Youngstown's storied boxing history, is training for his upcoming fight with the hard-punching and outspoken Edison Miranda.
Boxing's not a sport of being pretty and any glam. It's a rugged, tough sport, and you know, if you're going to fight in this type of business, you know, you want to go to the type of places that are like this. You know, this is where it's at, and you know, it makes you a tougher person too. Believe me.
We fought everybody that they put in front of us, and we didn't just go to a decision when we destroyed them. We knocked people out that shouldn't be knocked out, that they say we couldn't knock out.
Now at 30-0, the #1 in the world, there's a lot of attention. The spotlight's on me, and a loss could be very, very devastating to your career. You know, we'd have to go up a big hill again to get back to where we were. So that's always plays on the back of your mind. You know, what happens if, and what's going to happen if I don't do this. So you know, the main thing is though not to worry about it too much close to fight time, and just go in there and be confident as much as possible.
I think Miranda's wasting a lot of valuable internet time because Kelly's not paying any attention to him at all. So all the talking he's doing is going for naught.
The Miranda-Pavlik fight will take place May 19th in Memphis on the undercard of Corey Spink's Jermain Taylor. Taylor is the current middleweight champion of the world.
Romeo said it.
In theory, the winner of Miranda-Pavlik will in turn be the next in line to fight Taylor for his world title.
Let's talk a little bit about your upcoming fight with Edison Miranda, fighting for a chance to go against Jermain Taylor for the middleweight championship of the world. What are your thoughts about Edison Miranda first off?
You know, he's obviously a great fighter. You know, he's #1 in the world by a couple other organizations. But, you know, watching him fight, he seems more of a bully to me. You know, one of them bully type players. You know, a lot of guys that go in the ring with him are afraid of him, so they go straight backwards. And that's when he sets up with that big right hand. You know, it's wide, it's looping, and somehow he lands it, you know, and it's hard. So, but when you watch a lot of the fights with him, as soon as the fighters start throwing punches at him, he goes straight backwards. You know, it's kind of like you don't like to get punched back at. We're going to test that chin, you know. Right now, to me, that chin's a little suspect, so we're going to take advantage of that.
Talk more about that.
Last 30 seconds, we're going to work like an interval, up and down, light.
Kelly grew up on Youngstown's south side in a modest two-bedroom home where his parents still live today.
Want to get the heat? Tell them what you like for dinner. Eat now.
The youngest of three boys, Kelly was seemingly always out to prove his individual existence to his older brothers.
We had our moments. Smaller house, but for three boys growing up.
Oh, yeah. He used to say, wait, he's going to be bigger than all of you, and it's going to be your turn. He would sit and watch TV on the floor, and they'd walk past him and crack on the back of his head. And...
growing up, I was the toughest.
He was, he's 5 years younger than the oldest one, and 4 years or so of the middle one, so, you know, they used to give it to Kelly pretty good, you know, but, you know, he would wait for them to sit down with their backs to him, and he would get them, you know. Of course, he paid for it, but he would get one in.
You know, your brother talked about you have that inner circle of people and making sure that everybody's on a straight and narrow and keeping things.
Oh, man.
I know that hurt.
Kelly was just so advanced. He wanted to learn martial arts coming up, and I told my father one day, like, send him down to Jack Loew.
You know, I was taking martial arts and playing other sports. I just came down one day, wanted to try out boxing.
My wife brought him down here to sign up for boxing, and the trainer, Jack Loew, wasn't here, but Harry Arroyo, former lightweight champ of the world, was here, and he was joking around and talking with Kelly, and his poster, Harry's poster, was right on the wall, and I remember my wife asking Kelly, she says, do you know who you're talking to? Of course he had no clue, but that's how it all started.
He came in tall, lanky, skinny little kid, probably around 80, 85 pounds. But you know what? As soon as he started shadow boxing, after a couple of days, it's just like having one of those little 12-year-old kids on the football field. That I mean, it's just a special thing you could tell. And I knew back then that he was going to be something.
It was very noticeable. He just picked it up right away, and he had his first fight. I think he was 9 years old, and he won his very first fight, and then didn't stop from there.
This is what I dreamed to do all my life. I fought since I was 11 years old and making for the Olympic trials.
He would get in the ring, and he was a tall kid. He was, I don't know how tall he was at that age, at 9 and 10, 11, 12 years old, and he had size 14 feet. And his body would get through the ropes, but his feet wouldn't get through the ropes, you know, and he had skinny legs, skinny little white legs, and big kneecaps, and he was just a sight to see in the ring. But as soon as that bell would ring, you could see this gangly kid transform into a beautiful fighter. I think that he just fell in love with the sport of boxing. Being able to handle himself, that's what I think it was.
Hi, I'm Sarah Fisher, driver of the AMCO IndyCar Series race car.
Recently, just the deterioration of Youngstown, the way everything's closing down, and the crime, and that's the only part that's pretty bad, and that I don't think anybody who's civilized, likes that part about Youngstown. It's a serious problem, and something needs to be done about it. And I think if people keep trying and take the time, that we could bring it back. But at the same time, there's a lot of people that just gave up. You know, they said, why? And it's hard because when you try to bring something back, people are still afraid. You know, they're afraid to come here to Youngstown and or hang out or do anything in Youngstown. That's all shut down. My brother actually had a job. They laid him off. It's just hard right now.
Located halfway between Pittsburgh to the east and Cleveland to the west, Youngstown has the same Rust Belt infrastructure and blue-collar work ethic as its neighboring big brothers. Mahoning County is referred to by many as the Steel Valley for obvious reasons. Unfortunately, the Steel Valley has been in its own fight. Knocked down over time, Springsteen-esque in its appearance with a constant refrain of job loss and hard times for its people.
When the steel mills collapsed, a lot of people suffered, went through some hard times, but the people of Youngstown are resilient. The people of Youngstown have a tenacity about them that lets them know they've got to keep fighting, they've got to keep their head up. There are a lot of great people here, a lot of great assets here, and we are in the process of just redefining and establishing a brighter community, future for this community. So I'm excited to be from Youngstown. It's a place that I love. It's a place that I call home. While we still have lots of work to do, we're excited about people like Kelly Pavlik and just a number of people who have come from Youngstown in the Mahoning Valley to do a lot of great and successful things.
It's a town that was on a downslope for a little while, but it's gradually coming back up. It's not doing too bad. Kelly, very exciting fighter, and this has been in the past a boxing town. You know, we had some world champions that came from here. You had Arroyo, Mancini, Lampkin, and then Kelly's doing his thing right now. He's looking good.
Thank you very, very much. Thank you, guys. Thank you. Thank you, guys, very, very, very much. I appreciate it.
It's good for Youngstown. It puts the city back on the map again, like they said earlier, and for a smaller town that's trying, you know, to rise again, to build, it's good for it. Boxing is good for Youngstown.
Knocked down but not out. Defending Youngstown is Team Pavlik's way of showing there is still a fight in the Steel Valley.
I just think to bring some hope back to the area, bring something back, and start defending it. Start defending the area, and that's about it. That's all you could do. So let people know, reinforce the issue. So
you see him with his Defend Youngstown T-shirts on. You see him running around the community with those T-shirts on. He's proud of this community, and he inspires us that if, you know, we can stay focused like him, if we could have the kind of courage that he shows in the ring and not be afraid to take a big swing, whether it's with economic development or some of the cultural projects that we've taken on here. Swing big, swing hard, and at the end of the day, it's gonna benefit not only you but the whole community. With Ray Mancini, we were so proud, going through so many difficult times, but we had Boom Boom, and now we've turned the corner. I think economically, this city's on a comeback, and we're running parallel with Kelly Pavlik's career.
Get a fist up there. There you go.
This is my boy Neil.
Okay.
Can you say hi to Mr. Pavlik?
How you doing?
Mr. Pavlik's going to be a world champion someday. Your quest, your success is just so uplifting for this area.
There you go. Oh, no problem. Thank you.
Best of luck.
Thank you. There you go, bud. No problem. No problem. Are you going to get the Duke too? There we go.
Edison Miranda is the guy.
No problem.
So it was supposed to be the world title fight, but they always keep saying one more fight. So I guess we'll go and we'll take care of the business this one, and then
happen sooner or later. Youngstown's proud of you, and I know everybody across the country is too, buddy.
Yeah.
So good luck.
No, we'll bring it back home, definitely. Being in the spotlight, you know, I don't consider myself a celebrity, but I am very well known in the area. When you have a well-known name, it's easier to get out and help things, raise money for charities, That's one thing I like to do.
It's a charity for Todd's Children's Hospital, and right now mainly it's, you know, they're building a new hospital, and we're trying to raise the money for them. Whenever you can help out with a situation or try to help out as much as you can, I think it's a good thing to do.
With a population of just over 80,000, Youngstown's modest size does not allow for a potential world champion boxer to move unnoticed.
What's up? What's going on, guys?
Where's the thunder jerky at?
Kelly is not one to stand still in the shadows of anonymity.
Third and fourth graders, they were good though. I mean, they asked like they acted good, and they asked really good questions too. Like there was Liberty right next to the high school. The one little kid was asking me like, "Is your manager a pest?"
So your manager's a pest for you?
I'm surprised they didn't ask me what percentage can I get from your purse.
When you have, this is a hard question to answer.
These are like third graders.
Creating some power off the annoying.
No, I have not.
He will be the next champion out of Youngstown.
Something stuck on.
Kelly used to have trouble putting on his mittens when he was younger, too.
He's put them on backwards.
Kelly's humility is a breath of fresh air in today's overpopulated me-first world of professional athletes.
There you go, bud.
Thank you.
Thank you, man. I appreciate it. On the monkey? Thank you.
There you go. Yep. That's it. Thank you very much, Father.
People like to talk to him, and he's never, ever shied away from doing autographs or talking to people that he's known since he was a kid.
I'm liking the shirt.
I like that shirt.
I love it. You know, who's that guy?
I know him. I met him once in the bar.
He's a great guy.
He's very supportive of me, which is very surprising. I mean, he's a professional athlete, and I definitely wouldn't expect that from him, you know. He's very busy, but he comes to a lot of my events, comes to football games, baseball games, talk lots, tons, just talk a lot, just about everything, just college, life, just everything.
I think he's a real big role model. We got some really good young kids in our gym, and I think they see Kelly on TV. They see the success Kelly's had. The TV cameras are always here, and that's a big thing for a young kid. And they said we got a lot of good young kids, and I think it's really helped the reputation of Southside Boxing Club a lot.
What's going on, man? How you feeling? How you doing?
I didn't know you were in Cleveland. What's going on? Yeah, I remember you used to beat my guys up when we were boxing when you were younger.
I was little. That's why I just threw a lot of punches. That's when I was in shape.
It was always tough, Kevin. Never changed.
Hey, remember, pop, pop, then the hook. Hook all day long. Hook off every right hand. Hook, then right hand. You know, if you're going to throw it left, hook it first.
I think he's kept himself pretty well grounded. You know, everything's going to change. You know, when you're in the limelight, you're #1 middleweight in the world, which is one of the hottest divisions in boxing. You know, it's going to change to an extent, but as long as you don't, you know, just don't extend it along that little path that you got to take it down. I think Kelly's going to be fine. He's a very pretty level-headed kid. He comes from a good family, a down-to-earth family, nothing flashy. So I think that's helped him a lot, his family.
Thank you.
Good luck to County Commissioner Jimmy Demora.
Thank you. How you doing? We're bringing it back on, so.
His humbleness, I don't know. He's always been humble. He's never bragged. He's never boasted. he's just a good kid.
That's just the way we were brought up. We weren't brought up to think that we were better than anybody. We just work hard, come from two good parents, and I've always been determined.
Hey, I want you to go down there and win that fight, man, all right?
Definitely.
You knock that guy out of
This is where I run at. This whole park. There's a lot of nice hills that we hit when we run here. They're nice to look at, but they're not nice to run. I do about 2 to 3 miles, you know, throughout the week, and then closer to the weekend we do probably 4 miles, 5 miles, you know, and sometimes we'll hit even 6. Do a lot of sprints. You know, there's a lot of places in that park that you have like football fields, softball fields that we do sprints and different types of footwork. So, you know, a lot of different options we have. That's why I love training here. I mean, I have everything to my advantage. I got the park. I can do whatever I want there. I know where it's at. I know every different place. You know, each hill that will help me out. Same with, you know, going to lift weights. I have a personal trainer here. When I go out of town to train, like if I go to Vegas, you know, it's hard because first you got to spend a crap load of money to, you know, do a gym, and then you don't have the same personal trainer there. So just so many different things. Then there's the comfortability, you know, being home. So as long as you can discipline yourself and do the right things, you know, it's better to stay home and train if you have everything you need.
You know, sometimes it's a good thing to get away, just to get away from the distractions, you know, the outside of boxing. You know, people are wanting a piece of Kelly, the media, the this, the that. But, you know, like I told you earlier, I think some of our worst fights have come when we've been away. And I'm a firm believer that if you keep the fighter happy and comfortable, you're going to get the best out of that fighter. You know, a lot of people get up and run at 5:30, 6 o'clock in the morning. We run at 9:30, 10 o'clock in the morning. You know, whatever's going to keep my fighter comfortable and happy, and as long as he's doing the right thing, that's how I am.
Hang in there. 6. Hang in there. 5. I feel your pain. 4. 3. Hang in there. Give what you got. Sweet. 2 more. A boxer needs muscle endurance, also the heart endurance. Those 2 things, they work together. Basically, what I do is to make the muscle stronger. So after a fight, he's not tired at all. He can go for another 15 more rounds because the type of training I do. I customize a training for Kelly for the last 10 years. Oh yeah. Bring it up. You know what you got. Nothing left. Come on. That's one. Shoot. One more.
Rocky's one of the best personal trainers, not only around here, but in the whole country. I've been to, you know, plenty of other personal trainers, and he knows the whole system of lifting weights and mixing it in with boxing, and that's why we do a lot of reps. I mean, a ton of reps, but very lightweight, where there's no added muscle, where you're not getting any weight put on, you're not bulking up, and you have all your flexibility, the snap to your punches, and also the muscle endurance.
3. 2. One more, Kelly. 4 weeks of training. The last 2 weeks he can do swimming, which is Jack Lowe recommended, and also basketball to lose up his muscle. But basically, the strength and the power had to come out from the gym here.
This guy going into this fight, he's a big power puncher. He's got a lot of KOs. So just to be ready to get in there and know that I have to be in tip-top shape, I have to be very strong, I have to have my hand speed there, my footwork. That's what kind of motivates me.
You know what? No, just move up a little bit, because last time when I started, that gravel right there, I couldn't. I'm sliding out on that.
Just go up this a little bit.
Yeah, just move up just a little bit. I'll tell you when. Good.
Well, everything he's doing, he kind of invented on himself. He's going all for natural strength. You know, it's stuff that just makes you strong. And this is what he's developing, his own sense of increasing his strength without bulk.
Thank you. I'm trying to think if I want to go to 10, 5 on each side, or 20, 10 on each side. Let's count to 20. I'll do 10 each side. That's like a muscle endurance, strength, a lot of strength. Like for your back and arms and everything. Any more? Plus, you know, you give it that many whacks. 8th round, after swinging 18 pounds like that, hitting a tire, throwing 10-ounce gloves shouldn't be that bad of a problem.
We'll work together on a lot of stuff. You know, like I was just doing, he was doing his thing and I was going over here doing mine, but we'll usually meet up and we'll do, you know, swimming or, you know, go back in there and he'll work his neck, which is real important, neck. But we've been doing this for a while now, and it seems to be works out for me too. But he's strong. I think you guys see he's really strong, you know, and that means a lot. We know Miranda's strong, so.
AMCI's best-in-class certification for combined.
He said, I can't let the crowd sway me early. I'll use the crowd for momentum as we move
down appearance. Please welcome the NABF middleweight.
He does look fine in between the rounds, Ted. While he looks fine, you know, he seems lucid, and he got nailed there. He looks too good right there. That's it. It's over.
Life has been kind for the 25-year-old Kelly Pavlik.
And that was a heck of a left hook that ended the fight. Hopefully Leonard Pierre's all right.
With a perfect 30-0 record and on the brink of major paydays, Kelly now has another passion to fight for. His daughter Sydney, born less than a year ago to his longtime girlfriend Sam. Now a father, Kelly's motivation to succeed is driven by the newest member of Team Pavlik.
Personally, since the baby's been born, I haven't fought one time for myself. You know, you have a lot of hesitations when you get into that ring. You know, a lot of things go through your head. What if I get hurt? What if this happens? What if I can't play catch with her in a couple of years because of my hand? Or what if I get hurt really, really, really bad tonight? You know, a lot of that goes through your head. But at the same time, it's food on the table for, you know, the mom, for the dad, for her. And it's for her to go to school, and some of the best schools. You know, I just don't want her going to get a normal education. I want her to get the best education, as all parents do. And you know, college. You know, you got to sit there and think about things in the future too. And so it is a motivation. You know, once that bell rings, all those doubts of me getting hurt and everything goes out the window. And it's all right. You're in the front of you are trying to take food off my table. That's what I think about my opponent. You know, and I got to eat. So you know, good luck tonight, buddy. You know. That's the way you got to think about it when you get in the ring. I mean, you got to be hungry. It's like a lion, you know. A lion goes out and has to feed its cubs, and that's the same, you know, now with me. And it's not about, you know, my family. I love them more than anything. It's not about my brothers. I love them more than anything. It's not about my girlfriend. It's not about me. It's definitely all about the baby. There you go.
He was in the newspaper the other day, and she picked up the newspaper and said, "Daddy, Daddy," pointed to his picture, and "Daddy." Yeah, she does recognize him when she sees him on TV and in the paper.
I know, like, when we watch, you know, boxing, no matter who it is, as soon as she sees it on TV, she'll say, "Dad, Dad," you know, because she's seen me on TV before fighting, you know, boxing and everything, and we'll point to the TV and say, you know, that's Dad, Dad. So I think she knows from that, you know, I think she knows, you know, from that, you know, she puts two and two together and thinks, you know, as long as it's boxing, she sees that ring, that is Dada, so.
What happened?
You seen that camera they showed She's the best mom I've seen. That baby's always well taken care of and smart. You know, she sits there and teaches the baby everything. And I mean, you can't ask for a better mom than that. If I was, you know, especially being a father, and it's a great feeling to know that your baby's, you know, supported.
He's a wonderful father. Wonderful. He was a little worried and nervous at first, but he's such a good father. She picks up the phone in the morning and says, "Hi, Dad. Hi, Dad." And as soon as she sees him, she runs towards him, and she really loves him.
It gives me more of a drive to do my best, you know, to go out and be successful, accomplish my goals. So her life, you know, in the future, she could go to college, I ain't got to worry about that. You know, I can take care of her financially. So, and to come out healthy, so I always train that much harder now. And I mean, it just makes it grows you up, and it makes a big difference in everything you do. It's not about me no more.
Because of his raw punching power, it's been problematic for Kelly to keep sparring partners. Teddy Mueller, an accomplished professional fighter, was brought in from Chicago to toe the line with Kelly this week.
Let's go.
try to get a similarity to Edison Miranda. Simulate his style, coming at Kelly, throwing big looping punches, stopping, throwing punches out of nowhere. Patience. Go back the other way. Get underneath them hooks. You ever quit?
They brought me in here to help push Kelly, to help Kelly get ready for, for basically a prelude to a world title fight. And in the same regard, it helps me to get ready for fights too. Anytime you can come in and spar with the number 1, number 2 ranked guy in the world, it does tremendous things for your confidence and for your skills.
See, this is what everybody. Patience. You wear everybody down. Just take it in your pace. Don't just rush it because this kid's hiding. Now you're wearing him down. He's starting to drop his hands. Perfect.
Who's that right here? Come on, baby. Do this some more. There it is. Come on.
They're getting paid well, and that's what they're here for. And, it's like a job. You can't handle a job and go home. But it's we expect hard work out of them, and that's what we're getting. I didn't expect anything less out of them.
Key for me is just to come in and do my thing, to stay busy, to try to throw a lot of punches and to keep pressure on Kelly. Because if I can keep the pressure on him here in the ring, in training, then there's no way that Miranda is going to be able to equal what we're doing here in sparring.
You hope you can get closer to the fight with no injuries, less injuries, pulled muscles, hurt hands. Once we're like around 10 days out, we'll have one good long day of sparring. We'll probably do 12 rounds, and then we'll wrap it down with one more 4-round, and that'll be it. So if we can make it up to 10 days before the fight with no injuries, and we're safe. That's what we need.
Good work, Kelly. Thank you.
Everything's been boxing. Miranda, the managers, promoters. Right now, it's competitive, but it's a break away from everything. Again, guys. Come out, have a good time, relax. That's it.
Good dart.
Thank you, man. Thank you.
Come on, Joe.
Nice. Thank you. About time, I said.
The night of the fight, I try to just stay mostly to myself. So we go down to breakfast as a team, and we go down to lunch as a team. But while they're talking, my mind is elsewhere, and I'll spend most of the time in the hotel room, just laying in there, just watching HBO or just watching anything, and just thinking about the fight. I'm just too overwhelmed with the worry to do anything.
I say lots of prayers. I get really nervous. Kind of like to be by myself during the fight. but I'm always very confident that he'll do what he has to do.
I just fell in love with the sport and the one-on-one aspect of it. It's a serious business, you know, and you get in that ring and you're only as good as your last fight.
Hang in there. Do what you got.
My main concern is get a nice house close to home and raise my daughter, have a family.
Told you guys I'm strong.
I just like to have fun outside the ring.
Stop!
Once I get in the ring, it's all business and I move on to the next one. Now, at 30-0, the number one in the world, there's a lot of attention, the spotlight's on me. There is a lot of pressure. I just want to be, you know, labeled as a great fighter.
Kelly Pavlik's goal of becoming a world champion is within reach.